Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I will be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today, I'm going to be looking at Season 2, Episode 7, Lie to Me. The episode begins with a little boy in a dark playground waiting for his mum to pick him up. And seriously, who left this child unattended? Either his mother is a terrible parent, or whatever club he was just at left him by himself. Except he's not by himself. Looney Tunes Drusilla is here. She offers to walk him home, but this kid is like, hell no, and starts backing away. Drusilla asks what his mum will say when they find his body. Yeesh! But Angel intervenes and tells him to run. It's clear the two of them know one another, and Angel tells her to leave town, but Drusilla says he can't hurt her anymore, and Buffy walks up, mistaking their meeting as a love affair, and into the credits we go. The next day, Jenny arranges a date with Giles, who in turn gives Buffy the night off because she seems down. Buffy tells Willow about Drusilla, the mystery woman, but doesn't think she's a vampire. Really? Because regular Joes just hang out in abandoned parks in a nightie. Willow tells Xander, who is thrilled that Angel is in Buffy's bad books, and then this dude Ford pops up, an old school friend of Buffy's who just transferred. Ford was Buffy's childhood crush, which Xander is just delighted by, and she invites him to join them at the Bronze that night. At the Bronze, Buffy runs into Angel, who lies and said he stayed in last night. Uh-oh, rookie mistake, dude. If a girl asks you what you did last night, it's not because she's interested, it's because she already knows and is testing you. Angel is introduced to Ford before Buffy ditches him and her two friends to go for a walk. When she hears a noise, Buffy sends Ford back towards the Bronze, but the hubbub of her fighting a vampire makes him turn around again, and he sees Buffy dust her opponent. Buffy tries to make out that it was two cats fighting, but Ford is all like, nah, it looked like you were slaying a vampire to me. She tries to brush it off, but Ford admits he knows she's the Slayer. His night isn't over though, because he heads to some seedy club full of faux vampires and tells his two friends Diego and Chanterelle to be ready when he says, because in a couple of days they're gonna die young and stay pretty. Willow is getting ready for bed when Angel pops up outside her door wanting to talk to her. She invites him in and quickly gets rid of her bed underwear before telling him she's not supposed to have boys in her room. Angel promises to behave himself, and I like these two together as opposed to Angel and Xander. Angel asks Willow to do a background check on Ford, and she cautiously asks if he's jealous. Angel admits he is, but also that he has a bad feeling about Ford, so Willow agrees to help. She discovers that Ford isn't even registered at Sunnydale High, and she has to throw Angel out of her room when her mum calls her. She agrees to keep digging, but doesn't like the idea of lying to Buffy. The following day, Willow and her unique jumper is all jittery around Buffy and Ford and rushes off awkwardly so as not to have to answer any more questions. Buffy remarks to Ford that there aren't two Willows in the world, at least not yet. Giles gives Buffy Jenny's pager number before their date in case she needs him, but questions why Ford knows her secret.
You are not by any chance betraying your secret identity just to impress cute boys, eh?
That evening, while wandering around campus, Ford not only spots some vampires, but he also came prepared. Buffy lets her guard down and gets splattered over the railing by one vampire, while Ford interrogates the other. Buffy kills her opponent relatively quickly, and when she goes back to Ford, he says he killed the woman, but liar liar bro, I smell bullshit. Meanwhile, Willow snooping has turned up the seedy club which she investigates with Angel and Xander. It looks like a 90s music video set. And they meet Chanterelle, who becomes a mild recurring character, although she changes her name every time. She seems enamoured with the whole vampire idea, but Angel calls her an idiot and she goes away upset. Angel says they have no idea about vampires, but this dude walks down the stairs dressed just like him. Then Xander talks super fucking loudly, asking why Ford, the Slayer's BFF, would hang out here, so of course this Diego dickhole hears him. I'm surprised half of Sunnydale didn't hear him. Buffy pulls Giles and Jenny out of their date, something that relieves Giles because Jenny had taken him to a monster truck rally. What? Whoa, screw the rest of the episode, I want to see that! Anyway, Buffy is worried about why vampires were on campus, but checking the books turns up a picture of Drusilla. Buffy says that Drusilla was with Angel, and when Giles goes to get a book from his office, the vampire Ford apparently killed body checks him and Buffy to the ground.
A book! It took one of my books!
Buffy will remember that. Spike is not happy that Drusilla went out by herself and met up with Angel. He tells her off but apologises when she cowers, saying that he's worried because she's not strong enough, and then Ford busts in.
Do I have anyone on watch here?
He has an offer for Spike, but acts like a total dork, and seriously, Spike has snapped necks for far less. He wants Spike to make him a vampire, except Spike finds him too annoying to agree, but Ford offers him a trade.
You make me a vampire, and I'll give you the Slayer.
Angel goes to see Buffy to tell her that Ford is shifty, but she is pissed that him, Willow and Xander went behind her back and demands to know who Drusilla is. Angel asks if she loves him, and she says yes, but doesn't trust him, so he tells her the truth. Drusilla was an obsession. He tortured her, killed everyone she loved, drove her insane, and then turned her into a vampire. He tells Buffy that Ford is up to no good and begs her not to trust him. The next day, Ford arranges a date with Buffy for that night, but I'm just distracted by how much the camera is spinning. Can you hold still, please, before I throw up? Ford goes to the club where he gets mad at Diego for not telling him sooner about Angel, Willow, and Xander dropping by. But maybe you need better security because you've got a Slayer on your doorstep. She yells at Ford for his stupid plan, but Diego slams the door, locking them all inside. She tells them that Spike won't change them into vampires like they want, he'll just kill them all and they need to get out as soon as possible. But they're in a converted bomb shelter and there's no way to escape. Ford admits to Buffy that he only made the deal for himself and everyone else will just fill the death count. Buffy asks why, and Ford tells her that it's his only chance because in 6 months he'll be dead anyway from all the brain tumours. She says she's sorry, but he's still a dumbass for this plan. Just because he's dying, it doesn't give him the right to take everyone else out with him. She tells him that she will kill him rather than let Spike turn him, and when she tries to warn everyone, Ford smacks her down the stairs. Spike bursts in and the vamps attack, but Buffy spots Drusilla at the top of the stairs and does a really weird Matrix jump up to her. She threatens to stake her and Spike calls off the attack, which everyone seems to have survived by the looks of things. They all get out of there and Buffy chucks Drusilla down the stairs at Spike before running out and slamming the door.
Where's the doorknob?
Buffy knows that despite the door only opening from the outside, Spike and his crew are strong enough to bust out, so says they should come back later for Ford's body because he's still locked inside. Buffy returns later to find the door busted in and Ford's body on the stairs, and man, I know he was annoying, but his death is still a kick in the dick. After Ford's funeral, Buffy doesn't know what to say.
The more I know, the more confused I get.
And it turns out that Spike held up his end of the bargain as Vampire Ford pops out of the ground.
Like daisies!
And Buffy immediately stakes him. Buffy asks Giles if life gets easier and then asks him to lie to her. So he does. And that's it! I enjoyed this episode more than I remember because we get more of an insight into Angel's past and his connection to Spike and Drusilla, which will play an important role later in the season. It's an interesting concept to have people look at vampires to be aspirational, while at the same time disliking Angel without knowing he is one. It allows us to see the vicious nature of vampires, with Angel as an exception because he has a soul. I think it's a sad tale, and you feel bad for Ford because he believes being changed is his only hope of survival. The trouble is, Ford is just a little too annoying to be taken seriously, and I think this is where the humour of the show can be its downfall. There was nothing wrong with the path Ford took to get what he wanted, but the way he interacts with Spike especially is just a little too goofy and detracts from the tone of the episode. We've got 4 more for our count. 1 transformation, Ford, who I'm surprised Spike didn't kill outright, and 3 vampires, all killed by Buffy. Alley Vamp, Campus Vamp, and Ford. So that brings our running total to 7 humans, 3 transformations, 15 vampires, 1 zombie, 1 mummy, and 1 demon. So there you have it. That was Lie to Me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot. Or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.